The notion that the science on climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is a claim that has been circulating in certain circles, particularly among some conservative and evangelical groups. Proponents of this idea argue that climate change is a hoax perpetuated by scientists, politicians, and other elites to exert control over people's lives, especially Christians. However, a closer examination of this claim reveals that it is based on misinformation, misconceptions, and a lack of understanding of the scientific consensus on climate change. Firstly, it is essential to acknowledge that the overwhelming majority of climate scientists agree that human-induced climate change is real and happening. This consensus is based on decades of research, observation, and data analysis from various fields of science, including physics, chemistry, biology, and geology. The evidence for climate change is extensive and includes rising global temperatures, melting glaciers, sea level rise, and shifts in weather patterns. To dismiss this consensus as a lie or a manipulation is to disregard the rigorous scientific process that has led to our current understanding of climate change. Moreover, the idea that climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is often rooted in a misguided perception that environmentalism is inherently anti-Christian or anti-religious. Some proponents of this view argue that concern for the environment is a form of paganism or idolatry, and that Christians should prioritize spiritual matters over earthly concerns. However, this perspective neglects the biblical emphasis on stewardship and care for creation. The Bible teaches that humans are entrusted with the responsibility to manage and protect the earth, and that our actions have consequences for the planet and its inhabitants. In fact, many Christian denominations and organizations have been at the forefront of environmental advocacy, recognizing the moral imperative to protect God's creation. Another factor contributing to the notion that climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is a misunderstanding of the role of science in society. Some individuals view science as a threat to their faith or worldview, and therefore, they are skeptical of scientific findings that challenge their beliefs. However, science and faith are not inherently in conflict. Science is a method of inquiry that seeks to understand the natural world, while faith is a matter of spiritual belief and values. The scientific consensus on climate change is based on empirical evidence and observation, not on ideology or agenda. It is also worth noting that the claim that climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is often perpetuated by special interest groups and media outlets that have a vested interest in promoting skepticism about climate change. These groups may be motivated by economic or political interests, such as the desire to avoid regulation or maintain the status quo. By spreading misinformation and fueling conspiracy theories, these groups can create confusion and doubt among the public, including Christians. In conclusion, the assertion that the science on climate change is a lie to manipulate Christians is a claim that lacks credible evidence and is based on misinformation. The scientific consensus on climate change is clear, and it is essential to recognize the moral and spiritual imperative to care for creation. Christians, in particular, have a responsibility to be good stewards of the earth and to prioritize the well-being of all people and the planet. Rather than perpetuating conspiracy theories and misinformation, Christians should engage with the scientific community and work towards finding solutions to the climate crisis that are grounded in faith, reason, and a commitment to the common good. By doing so, we can promote a more nuanced understanding of the relationship between science and faith, and work towards a more sustainable and just future for all.